Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I want to talk about something a little different and just kind of chat with you guys. What I want to talk about today is cruelty-free makeup brands, and I feel like this is something that is not talked a lot about, ignored by most big YouTubers in the beauty community. I think it's something that I've started learning more about in the last week or two. Kind of ironic that my cat's here. I'll just start talking about what cruelty-free means and why it's important. When a company is not cruelty-free, that means that either they or their suppliers or a third party on their behalf test their products or test formulas or test ingredients on animals. A big part of this is that companies that have their products made in any way in China has laws requiring animal testing, and that's one of the biggest reasons that more companies aren't currently cruelty-free. These animals that are tested on are not treated well. A lot of the time they die. They have serious psychological damage, stuff like that. Most of the time it's cats, bunnies, dogs, mice, and it's just completely unnecessary at this point. There are so many other ways that ingredients and products can be tested that don't harm any living being. I think it's important as consumers, and especially for bigger channels, to kind of get the word out better. The best way that companies can make the effort to change and to stop using cruelty testing is to hurt them in the bank. And that means shopping with brands that are cruelty-free, not supporting brands that are not. And what I want to talk about today is how easy that can be. I'm gonna do, I think, a few videos, drugstore, high-end, mid-end, and possibly indie brands, going through the big ones to avoid and the big ones to really support. There's also skincare, hair products, creams, pretty much any sort of beauty, even tampons. So to get started, I'm going to talk about the big drugstore brands to avoid. So the big ones, I made a list. The big drugstore brands that are not cruelty-free include Almay, Chapstick, CoverGirl, L'Oreal, Maybelline, OPI, Revlon, and Sinful Colors. And I know that L'Oreal and Maybelline are some of the biggest drugstore brands with the most products, and there are alternatives for all of your favorite items from these brands. And so with that in mind, I'm going to move on to the big drugstore brands that are cruelty-free that I recommend purchasing from. So yeah, the big brands to purchase from the drugstore are e.l.f., Wet n Wild, NYX, Milani, Rimmel, Pixi, Ardell, which makes false lashes, Physicians Formula, Jordana. There are more, and there are more that are not cruelty-free. These are just the big ones that I see a lot, and that might just be where I live. I'm in Atlanta. It just goes to show that you can go cruelty-free with your makeup. You don't need the L'Oreal Lash Paradise. There are other mascaras that work just as well. And if you don't purchase them, those companies will realize that they need to make a change, and that it's such an easy change for them to make. And also, the makeup that I am wearing today is all from these cruelty-free brands from the drugstore. I just think that people need to be given the proper ammunition in order to help make a change in the makeup industry. I'm going to link below a site that really helped me when I started to kind of dive into this further after just initially understanding which brands I could and couldn't buy from that were cruelty-free. I'm no expert by any means. I just think this is something that is ignored by most beauty YouTubers, and I kind of just want to start the conversation, I guess. So I hope you learned from this. I hope that it kind of opened your eyes the way mine have been opened, and yeah. So I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Here's my cat. She sees herself on the screen. Ardell. Ardell. What you doing? What you doing? So if you want to learn more, look at that. I just love you. I just love you. I know. Save the kitties. Right, cruelty free.